Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Mountain Blade. So, I went ahead and set up a straw poll, so you could go ahead and decide what game I would play, or what Mountain Blade mod, and you decided that, or most people voted for, with Fire and Sword DLC, and that is what we're gonna play right now. So it's a bit different. You don't set up your character in the same way, so I've already skipped to this point. I should also go ahead and said that I've modded this. I'm using the neo-native mod that changes the map, and also a sound mod to change out the sound of the gunpowder weapons. Hopefully that should all be fine. I have only just a little bit tested it, so it's not a total conversion. It's more of a let's fix stuff like the map and stuff like that. So hopefully that should be good. So with Fire and Sword set during the deluge, I think. Anyways, we're talking about the 1600s, focused around the area Poland, Ukraine. So the factions that are in are Sweden, Poland, Lithuanian Commonwealth, I believe, and Russia, and what else? There's some, we'll see as we go in. Anyways, to keep it as open as possible here in the start, I'm going to neither make a Swedish guy, neither make a Polish, Russian. I am making a Scottish mercenary. Mercenaries were used a lot during this time period, and the Scots featured in loads of these. So we're playing as a Scottish mercenary called Alexander McGowan, or McGowan. Yes. What? Yes, McGowan, I think I'd call him. Yes, I believe. It was a while since I actually set up the name. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on. You travel and your travels take you to a small Cossack village on the outskirts of the wilderness. As you stroll past, the silence is broken by gunshots. See what trouble is afoot.
Welcome to With Fire and Sword. This is a short tutorial that will guide you through your first steps in the
yes,
game.
I certainly
that
need
fence
this.
is blocking your way. Knock it over.
Knock it
You
over!
can attack in 4 different directions.
He sounds
Move the mouse
very...
up, down. Good. Now on to defending. Defense is controlled by the right mouse button. To defend effectively with a weapon, wait for your opponent to come. That guy ahead looks like he's up to no good. You'd
Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight with a Cossack man. I said, moving in your uncle and dun glare.
Excellent. Looks like there's more fighting to be had. That group of adventurers seems to be expecting company.
Started making... Unlike the Fresh Prince, I don't skedaddle when there's trouble in my neighborhood. Instead, I go ahead and smack the brain in. Or well, I stab them with my sword first, because that's exactly what Alexander McGowan would do. Oh, there's more of them, and they're all dressed the same. They started making trouble in our neighborhood. And stupid Cossacks making trouble. Hey there, Jacques de Clement. Hello there, Froggy. Thank you for aiding us. An extra arm is always welcome in times such as these, mon ami. It was my honor to aid you. Come, let's find some horses and ride away before some more of these scoundrels appear. Ho ho! Right, let's go then, Scotsman. I mean, I'm Scotsman, they are Froggies. Oh, mon Dieu! There is a lock, a ped look. You don't mind having a pistol to blow the wretched thing sky.
Great, you have a new toy.
Wow, it just
Press
so happens
R
that
to
I
switch to
got a
first-person
pistol.
view. This will
Stand
make
back,
aiming your
Froggy.
pistol easy. Grab yourself a horse and ride away with Monfor and his men. Get
Mount
close
for.
enough to the horse until you see the word mount appear. Press F to mount up.
This is my horse. Why, Scotsman, follow us.
Wonderful, you're saddled up. Horses can be wily beasts. To control your mount, use the W, A, S, and D keys. Press W to spur the horse onward, and S to rein him in. A and D will rein the horse left and right. Riding requires
I
some
certainly
practice.
need to
Don't
do this
forget that it's
tutorial
easier to make
after
tight
playing
turns if you slow down a bit.
countless hours of Mountain Blade.
Look, more enemies
There's a
on the
bridge.
horizon.
Oh,
Time to put your sword and pistol to use.
there's
You
more
can
trouble
scroll
in my
up with the mouse
neighborhood.
wheel to switch between your weapons. Now, go ahead and fight your way out with fire and sword.
With fire! I mean, with sword first, clearly. And now with stick. No, I need my pistol. You, sir, scoundrel! And now you're dead. Clément! Ah, many thanks, stranger. These are strange times, no? As we both well know, it is good to meet a new friend. Care to join us for supper? Aye, that I would do. After defeating the final trouble in the neighborhood, you returned to talk with your new ally. My name is Jacques de Clément. Jacques de Clément. I can see you are surely no brigand. Come, unsaddle your steed and rest yourself by the fire. The supper is nigh ready. My name is Alexander McGowan. How did you find yourself in these lands, sir? And where are you headed? I am Clément of Languedoc. Our line descends from the famed crusader, the Count Simon de Clément. Wait a minute. Clément, I've had a Mountain Blade character called Clément earlier in my 100 Years War series when I played as a French guy. I was a French knight called Clément, so this could be his ancestor, or the other way around. But unlike my magnificent ancestor, I have neither great title nor vast lands. I serve in guard of Cardinal Marcin and was doing well for myself, but then the devil made me his fool and I challenged a certain D'Artagnan, lieutenant of the Royal Musketeers, to a duel. Fully knowing my skill with the saber pistol alike, the skillful garçon thought to avoid the risk and convinced the queen that I secretly planned an attempt on the life of the young Louise. Thus, in the night of the duel's eve, I was forced to flee Paris, and now I am doomed to wander the fields of Europe. Tell me, sir, what is happening in these lands? What can you tell me about this area? What would you advise I do from here? We ask him what he's doing here. We're just like a random Scotsman turned up in the middle of Poland. But no, he has no questions for me, does you? What would you advise that I do from here? You may try enlisting with one of the rulers. You'll earn a reward. Or throw a backing behind the Clement of the throne, or even start a rebellion yourself. Anyways, Clément, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I shall be moving on. I recommend you set your path to Orsha and take in the town. and Smolensk is a fine city, and not far from there. Very good. So here we are, in the middle of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth territory, which spans quite a bit. Then we've got the Swedes up here, they've up in Finland, and a bit around here along the coast, and also Königsberg. Then down here we've got the Cossack Hetman, which are Cossacks, which are spread in between them, and then on the furthest here we've got the Crimean Khanate, or I'm not entirely sure Khanate how you pronounce that. And then we got the Russians over here, the Tsardom of Russia. So those are the factions that are in the game. There are also mercenary camps when I can hire mercenaries. Anyways, we find ourselves close to the village of Orsha. So why don't we head over there? Yes, I'm quite aware of that. The village it looks very poor and desolate. You remember that this village and its surroundings belong to the warlord Fyodor Obkunovich of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. The populace is indifferent to you. Nothing of interest is happening in this god-awful village. I'll go ahead and recruit someone. One scythe-wielding volunteer. Come along. Go to the... You know what? Let's talk with the elder of the town. Hello there, Orsha village elder. Good day, sir, and welcome to Orsha. I am the elder of this village. I want to buy supplies. May your days be long, father. Tell me, what is happening around here? Why, why, hello there. Da-da-da. Why, hello there. Seen you around here. Mickey is my name. We are Russian, but we live under the Polish gentry. We've heard said that the Russian Tsar wants to regain our lands, and he is set out to make war with the Polish king. He leads his host to Smolensk. Word also comes that the Cossack colonel Slaturenko Slotarenko stands nearby with his army, calling all free men to the Sapursian host to fight under his banner. And do you have some work for me? Something that will give me a chance to swing my saber, win myself some glory, and fill my purse. It's been little too empty at the moment. Aye, there is always work for a daring soul such as yourself. Believe it or not, the colonel and the gentry just sit and wait for the Russians, huddling in their towns, fearing to stick their nose out of the gate. Meanwhile, bandits roam the roads, giving travellers and merchants no peace. We cannot even travel to the bazaar, for fear of being overtaken. And, to make matters worse, the blasting warlord of Smolensk taxes us so heavily that we have nothing for ourselves, and soon we'll be reduced to starvation. Let's start with finding and wiping out some bandits. Sounds like a good start to me. Bandits have settled in the forest nearby and set out to plunder us each day. There are only a few of them, but numbers matters not. Our peasants are not trained for battle. I agree that your peasants are not free for battle. Wait, did I agree to sound... Yes, let's fight them. Bandits sounds like my kind of work. Tell me how I can find them. They are lurking in the forest, and they smell awfully much like garlic. Go and defeat the bastards. I'll reward you well. Your party seems a bit weak. Take 2 of these volunteers with you. Oh, so we got some extra people with us. Ah, Orsha bandits. They look like peasants as well. So it's 4 against 7. He said there were... Ooh, but this actually, he's got a musket on his back. Well met! It's been long since we've seen a noble personage. What brings you here, your grace? You speak with an eloquent tongue. I would presume you fight just as well. I am on the hunt for some local bandits. Perhaps that would be you. We are no bandits, but fair and upright forest brothers. And we do for ourselves the best we can, rob from the rich and give to the poor, and take but a token share for ourselves, as reward for our daring feats of arms. That's strange. According to local villagers, it is you who are taking from the poor and even their last pittance. This seems far from noble to me, and they have asked me to put an end to this disgraceful situation. Strange business this. Some nameless passerby dare to slander us. Aye, lads, a long time has passed since our daggers bit flesh. Let's test the color of this noble fool's blood. Get him! Right. Let's not haste ourselves, silly peasants. There are quite a few of them, and they armed with muskets. How about you fellows hold here? I will circle about, and I will see about coming in and attacking them from the flank. They have opened fire. They seem to have quite a few muskets. I got one of them, and then, how about you? Slash them! Haha! They are having a lot of fun, even though I've cut them quite a few times. I will now retreat back to the peasants. I think we have one running away. He's had enough. Stand with me, peasants. Okay, standing here is not actually going to work. Follow me! Forwards! Now, men! Charge them! That was a miss, but so did he. Good! Way! We did it! We dealt with those scoundrels. A nice hat! And bent bullets! God. Tattered boots. But I do like this compared with my... Maybe it makes me look a little bit more Scottish. Quest completed, the Orsha bandits. Let's make our way back to Orsha and tell them that I've dealt with the bandage. Bandage. Good day, sir. I've come to talk about the bandits. Hello again, my good man. The bandits are done for. They shall pester you no more. Do you remember your promise? I'm dressed as one of the bandits right now. I hope there wasn't one of the guys that I shot right in the stomach or something. Blood all over the place. Of course, how could I forget? Here, take these provisions. They will help you on your way, and thank you for your help. Perhaps I could offer further aid? Well, we've got goods and persuade the Smolensk warlord to low tax. Let's just take both. I imagine, as you well know, master, there is a war in this land. Traders no longer pass through the village with their goods. We must go buy everything at town market, but our people fear traveling to the town. The road is too dangerous. If you bring us some goods, we will pay you well for it. Agreed. And offer more, and I will go ahead and talk with the warlord in Smolensk, and we'll need some more peasants for this. It's dangerous out there on the roads. So, I think, let's go ahead and see what we're actually supposed to do. So, what do they need? 3 bags of salt, and persuade warlord Fyodor Obkuevich to lower taxes. Right. Salt seems like the easiest thing to do, rather than talking to the warlord. I imagine that is gonna spawn another quest for us. This castle is has very low defense. 49 men. The town only holds 18 in garrison. And then there's 49 in his party. I mean, if I had a bigger group, I could take the town. Let's go directly to the goods. Yes. But do you have any... Oh, vodka, of course. It's a mod about Eastern Europe. Of course there's gonna be vodka in it. No salt, however. I was almost thinking that I got salt here, but it's flour and then oil, and then we're gonna sell this and these as well, bringing me a good 962. Could look into getting some better weapons. Grenades, better sword, requires higher strength, cracked matchlock carbine. Can I fire this off the horse? Doesn't really say. But it has... it takes a long time to reload. But it seems pretty good. Maybe instead I will spend it better on spending it on armor. So this one actually gives something to my defense here. So this actually gives me something. Oh, and we need a swaglicious hat. Swaglicious hat. And then this. And then instead of having the boots, we'll have this. So we look a bit more Western European to start off with. And I've spent almost 400 on that. And then if there was a sword that was better. This one has good thrust. But I think I would like something with good swing. 900 for this, but that would be almost all my money for this one. And it's not that much better. Better pistol? Oh, that's expensive. Oh, the expensive one costs... You know what? A better horse, because I felt as though that horse was quite slow. This is on the level that I have right now, so yep, we can't afford anything more. Let's head into the tavern, see who hangs around here. Hello there, madam. If you are seeking a fortune teller, you have come at a bad time. I only tell fortunes when the moon is young. Fascinating. I thought the full moon is the best time for fortune telling. I am Osana, a soothsayer. The art of magic has been passed down through my family from times immemorial, from my grandmother to granddaughter. I can make love potions, tell the future, and use sorcery to invoke fortune in battle. I'm also good at soothsaying and healing horses. As for me, I come from Grummel. My life would have been alright, save for the unfortunate cattle plague last autumn. The local priest had long nursed a grudge against me, suspected that I was stealing his parish from him, or some such nonsense. Accused me of witchcraft, and I said I would kill the cattle. That very night they tarred and burned my house. Thankfully, some kind soul warned me in time, and I would escape with my life. Perhaps You wish to prove your talents under my command. You offer a place by your side. Very well, I accept. My craft forbids me from killing people, except in self-defense. Yet, in all things peaceful, I hope you can cook up some good luck for us. Now that we have an agreement, I dare ask you 300 for her. I'm imagining that she's quite a good healer, so let's bring her on. Tepes! I beg your pardon? Have we met before? Nay, not yet. My name is Alexander McGowan. I am the last survivor of the ancient house of Valash rulers. My famous Vladislav Tempest, known as Dracula, was the scourge of the Turk and the lord of Transylvania. The king of Hungary is a mortal enemy of the Valash and spreads dreadful rumor that my ancestor had thirst for blood. These legend and tale have become the bane of our family. The descendants of Dracul left Transylvania and grew up in Kements, near the border. For a while now I have lived the life of a wanderer. It is not the life that I would have chosen. Several years ago, Himlinski army laid siege to Kemet. Soon a plague hit the Cossack camp and they withdrew. But the same dreadful epidemic took the lives of many townsmen, including my parents. I volunteered to be a captain of the town guard and could only visit their graves after sunset. So busy was I. The graveyard keepers spoke of it in the pub and invited a few tall tales involving grave digging. The merchants, their mind inflamed by the war and the plague, accused me of mortal sin and bent themselves on my destruction. All I could take as I fled the city was my sword and this treatise of the art of war. Well, a sharp blade is never out of place in my party. At the table I have my supper and dine afterwards. I wield the sword with great skill. I master battle tactics through long study. In addition, I can do bloodletting in the case of a sickness. Very well then. Oh, he's even cheaper than she was. Mezzanine musketeer and a pub visitor. Hello there. Greetings, sir. Sober. My fists are itching for a fight. What a face you have, friend. Excellent for scaring a slow-witted lad. To arms, gentlemen! Strike those serfs. So I evoke the anger by saying he's ugly as all hell. Yeah. Oh no! That did not go too well. Luckily it was only a flesh wound and I lost some money, but now we got some people in our party. I wonder if they actually do like each other. So he has engineering and spotting, she has first aid, surgery, wound treatment, pathfinding. He had a little bit of that, of what I could reckon as we talked with him. He said, oh, no. I thought he meant as sort of take blood as you did in the olden days. Well, let's go ahead and talk, since there's no Saltair, let's go ahead and talk with the Lord and see if he can lower the taxes. Hello there, warlord. Do I know you? My name is Alexander McGowan. At your service, sir. I am Warlord Fyodor, a noble of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and the Lord of Smolensk and Orsha. Perhaps you are not of gentle birth, but if you prove your courage and honor, then I would consider you an equal on the battlefield. So, what is your business? The dwellers of Orsha asked that the tax be lowered. I've business to discuss with you, warlord. You tax Oshret so heavily that the local villagers would soon all flee or starve. You would be wise to ease their burden. Why should you care, sir? You well know that we are at war. By tomorrow, enemy marksmen might arrive here and drive the loyal servants of the Polish king straight out of Smolensk. We must swiftly gather all the money as we can to better reinforce the town walls. Attempt to persuade the warlord. Oh, for heaven's sake, that will be quite enough. My head hurts from all your idle talk. Right, I guess I could pay a big... you know what? Yes, I will go ahead and pay. Very well, here is your money. It's always good to have villagers that you can recruit a steady stream of people. So we've been at the tavern, we've been at the talk with the mayor. What does he have? Happen to have a job, talk about trade, tell me about what you do. Seems straightforward. Let's leave and go back to the town and see what I get for lowering the tax. And now I turn up in the village with not only a vampire, but a witch as well. About the taxes, I spoke to the warlord. Your tax debt are forgiven. You may rejoice. We got half of that, but I got experience points, so that clearly makes up for it. I bow low before you, my good man. You've saved us from a hungry death. Here, take this as a reward for all your help. If there is anything else, thank you, my friend. Could I perhaps offer more aid? No, there is nothing more. I don't think there is anyone. No. But they're happy with me. Now, all I need is to find some salt for them. Vilna is the closest town, unless we go into the Russian side. But I guess we'll head over to Vilna then. On our way! No, the tavern. Well, I guess I can go in here as well. Book merchant. Pub visitor. You know what? I want revenge against the pub visitor. You're a slow-witted man with a face of a scallop. Now fight me! Spam! That's how we do it back in Scotland. These people learned a thing or two about what's what. Let's go ahead and see if there are any salt here. There's a lot of grapes. Do they want grapes instead? You know, with all these grapes, they are my party would eat them, but quite good buying price. I could buy them and sell them somewhere. Do I have anything in trade? It's just the local prices. Where could I sell these grapes? We are not clever enough. But I imagine that I could sell. Wait, well, what's this? They aren't. Oh, because I killed those people. They're not very happy with me. Well, maybe it was good then that I lost the last one. We'll have to sort this out. Anyways, I think this is a good start. I'll go ahead and find some salt for the peasants. And we'll see where we go from there. And I'll take your advice if you've played this. Or so on. So, hopefully you enjoy this. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.